This needs to stop. Why is Arsenal always the victim to bad calls? How do you have a VAR system and don't use it properly? Now, I am not going to be talking about the Nottingham one right here, because at the end of the day, to me, this isn't a handball, the incident against Nottingham Forest, because it doesn't really change the play. At the end of the day, it ended up being a corner kick, and it does grasp his arm, but it doesn't affect play. With or without him touching it right there, it's not intentional. And not only that, it doesn't affect play. Now, Dorgu's handball, before he scores an absolute screamer, affects the play because he sets him up. He sets himself up with the handball right here where the mouse is. My man set up the shot with his hand. If you see United fan, I was watching United fans' reaction to that, and they said, "Oh, you can't disallow it. It's such a banger. You can't," because they know he's literally set himself up with his hand. Since when can you set yourself up on a volley with your arm? If it's close to here, if it's close up here, wherever your arm is, you shouldn't be allowed to use your hand to set yourself up for a volley unless you're the goalkeeper in your own box. But my man was giving goalkeeper rights here on the volley. It's an absolute screamer, yeah. But if he would have set himself up with his stomach or his thigh, I would have been like, hey, hands down, mate, fair play. But he's set himself up with his arm. He's given himself an advantage. If he doesn't hit the ball with his arm, it's behind him and he can't hit it. But he set himself with his arm. And there's VAR systems. You could sit there and watch it over and over for 30 minutes if you like. And you're still going to see he helps himself out with his arm to set up a shot. That's a handball, but VAR and the referee are a bunch of United fans. The same referee who apparently this guy has a hard-on for Dorgu because last week against City, my man's murdered a City player, should be a direct red. I've seen, the Caicedo one. I've seen all these incidents where it's a similar foul. Caicedo on Marino when Chelsea played Arsenal, all these guys. Direct red. All of a sudden, it's a United player against a City player. It's a United player against an Arsenal team. And it's all okay. My man could use his hand. He could directly studs up on your ankle. Doesn't matter. No direct red, no handball. Dorgu, was absolutely could just get a gun and shoot someone in the head on the field. But since he's wearing a United top and is a United player and it's an important game, the referee... he grew up a Sir Alex Ferguson fan. Of course, he's going to let it slide. And then Harry Maguire, this last one. Mate, clear handball, clear effect. He literally affects the shot right here. Literally. My point of thought is here. Quite literally, Harry Maguire is going down for a tackle. And that is not a natural position. At the end of the day, he could put it, there is that rule. If it's close to your body, next to your body, it's not a handball. That's a natural position. His arm is literally away from his body, for one. He's taking a shot on goal. This completely affects the shot. It's in the box. It's a handball. There's no question about it that it hits his hand and it affects the shot. Literally affects the shot. I'm just saying... It's unbelievable because if the roles were reversed, was this referee and this VAR crew, and if Arsenal, if Supamendi sets himself up with his arm and scores that screamer, VAR calls handball, no goal. 1000%, everybody could agree. If Cunha comes out and shoots a ball like that and Gabriel does the same thing, pen 2-2, 100%. Nobody could debate that. But since there's a bias against Arsenal, the Premier League would rather... literally, cancel the season, discontinue it, whatever it is, or, relegate Man City to the 4th division like they should be with 115 charges. They would rather do all that, right? Or stop the Prem, whatever. Then see Arsenal win the Premier League, because the day Arsenal wins the Premier League, you're going to have 19 mad fan bases. There's not a single fan base that would be happy with United winning the Premier League. With Arsenal winning the Premier League. If City wins the Premier League, everybody's going to be, as long as it's not Arsenal. If Villa wins the league, everybody's going to say, as long as it's not Arsenal. That's all it is. It's a stupid bias, and it's absolutely unbelievable that this isn't a handball and the other's not a handball. And the second everybody knew if Arsenal win this match, it's going to be very tough for City to come back. But if Arsenal drops points here, then City's right on their neck. That was it. And I'm not here to defend the way Arsenal played. I think Arsenal played absolutely crap. I think they played crap. 100%. Got it wrong, the manager. Players didn't play up to par. Super scared. That's what they played. They didn't deserve to win the game, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't be, implementing the rules when things like this happen. Clear handball and Dorgu setting himself up for a volley. Harry Maguire here blocking a shot with his hand as if he was a goalkeeper. It's unbelievable. Rules are rules at the end of the day. If you're a United fan, if the referee grew up a Sir Alex Ferguson fan, if he grew up watching Carrick as CDM for United growing up, who gives a crap? At the end of the day, your job is to implement the rules. Implement the rules, and they always forget. And for some reason, we have these referees who are die-hard United fans, or they hate Arsenal, or whatever the case may be, allowed to referee these big games, and they influence the game. At the end of the day, it's 11v11, not 12v11. The referee gets to choose what squad he wants to be a part of. So this is unbelievable to me, and it should be unbelievable to you.